This is Isaiah 48:10. And it reads, Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. I'm going to start off giving infinite honors, glory, and prayers to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rekakwadash. Dub honors to our apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, rule well, teaches His truth 100%, no cut. Double shalom and salutations to the Ak and pushing His word across the four winds in truth, faith, and sincerity, giving all diligence. Salaki. I just want to get into a quick lesson out of Warren Radazah, Lord's will is edifying and to the point. Just centered around as we start off with, man, we've been chosen, okay, in the furnace of affliction, man. That affliction, is to what? To purge us, okay, to bring us closer to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, to keep us aware, to keep us circumspect, okay, to keep us mindful, okay, of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah and the fear of the Lord, man, okay. And ultimately, what? To upgrade us, man. Okay, because the Lord, Satan, is used, as a tool to either upgrade you, okay, if you endure and you truly keep your integrity in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, as we're about to read in Job, and many other, of the men of the Lord, Yahweh Shah, King David, all the men of the Lord, all of the elect, that's written in the scriptures, and Lord willing, we of the elect, we're going to do the same, but it comes with affliction, it comes with trials. Okay, it comes with some spiritually, mentally, physically, all wrapped in one tough, I'm talking about extremely, maxed out battles, man. Okay, but it's all for our benefit if we endure. Okay, and we have to continue to remember, okay, what we use is the precepts. Okay, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual, man. All right, the fear of the Lord, our integrity in the Lord, man. All right, and not making excuses, but coming up with a solution. Okay, when we go through different trials and tribulations, man. Okay, because the world teaches you to be, teaches you to set excuses for everything, man. Okay, the world teaches you, to go off of, if that's how you feel, hey, you go with it. But no, the Lord teaches us to be what? To be logical. Okay, by way of what these trials, these tribulations, man, these afflictions. All right, and our logic, okay, is what? To depend on Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah totally. Okay, and respond according to the precepts, man. Okay, matter of fact, let's grab that. It came to mind, Sirach, that we're going to get into it. Salaki, Sirach, I think it's 27. Yes, Sirach 27:5, it says, the furnace proveth the potter's vessel. And who's the potter? Yahweh, man. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. All right, and who are the vessels? All right, the elect. Okay, the Lord say He has, vessels fitted for salvation and vessels fitted for destruction, roughly paraphrasing, I believe is in the book of Romans. But yeah, man, it says the furnace, with your trials, your tribulations, your afflictions. Okay, that's the furnace. It says the furnace proveth the potter's vessel. So the trial of man is in his reasoning. All right, and you go into that word reasoning, your thinking process, your logic. Okay, and if you're thinking it, that's majority of the time with how you're going to respond. All right, that's why we have to constantly, as it talks about in Sirach, okay, 39. Let's get that real quick. Sirach 39:1, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtile parables are, he will be there also. Okay, and that's basically the point I wanted to get to, man. All right, being occupied in these scriptures, man, prophecy. Okay, this wisdom. Okay, this practical wisdom, logic. Okay, which is what, again, dependent totally upon Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah and applying the precepts, man, keeping our integrity. All right, because Satan, man, as we know, that's a fact. Okay, he's on the prowl, as it talks about in 1 Peter, the 5th chapter, the 8th verse, man. Okay, but we have to constantly use, okay, these afflictions, these trials, these tribulations to keep us aware. Okay, to keep us, cleaving tighter and tighter to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, man. And understand that these trials, these tribulations, these afflictions are purging tools, man. Okay, and that's just what it is, man. They are to purge us, man. Okay, again, Satan is either going to upgrade you, use to upgrade you, or if you give up and you lose your integrity in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah to destroy you, man. Okay, we got to always keep that in mind, man. It's a constant battle, constant fight, man. Okay. This is Job 1, 7 through 12, the NLT. It says, this Yahweh talking to Shaitan. It says, where have you come from? Yahweh asked Satan. Satan answered, Yahweh, I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything that's going on. See? And that's what Satan does, man. It says, then the Lord Yahweh asked Satan, have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man in all the earth. He is blameless, a man of complete integrity. He fears the Most High and stays away from evil. Satan replied to Yahweh, yes, but Job has good reason to fear the Most High. You have always put a wall of protection around him and his home and his property. You have made him prosper in everything he does. Look how rich he is. But reach out and take away everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. All right, you may test him. Yahweh said to Satan, do whatever you want with everything he possesses, but don't harm him physically. So Satan left the Lord's presence, man. So we got to understand that, man. As it talks about in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, there's no temptation common to man. So we're all being tried, okay, by Satan, day in and day out, week in and week out, man. Okay, but we have these scriptures which were written for our, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. I don't want to butcher it. Written for our learning and example and exhortation, man. That's why we have to be occupied in these scriptures, man. All right, because we have these are faith boosters, man. This is our strength. This is our weapons to combat Satan, man. Okay, as Yahweh Shah did, man. When you read Matthew the 4th chapter, when Satan was antagonizing, okay, Yahweh Shah. Okay, what Yahweh Shah was doing, responding with what? The precepts, what is written. Okay, which is the spirit, man. Okay, again, the spiritual battle. All right, this is Romans 15 and 14. Salakia in 4. It reads, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Okay, and that's the point, man. All right, this is written for our learning. Okay, examples, exhortation. This is our help. This is our guide, man. Okay. And this is 1 Peter 4 and 12 through 19, the NLT. It says, suffering for being anointed. It says, dear friends, don't be surprised at the fiery trials you are going through, as if something strange were happening to you, see? Instead, be very glad, for these trials make you partners with a Mashiach in his suffering, so that you will have the wonderful joy of seeing his glory when it is revealed to all the world, man. That's what we're going through these, man. All right, to be partakers, be joint heirs with Yahweh Shah that's returning, man. Okay, so Yahweh Shah went through it spiritually, mentally, and physically, man. Okay, all around the board, the Lord went through it worse than anyone. Okay, anyone that is written, man. So how much more the servant is not greater than the master? Okay, we're going to go through these things, man, spiritually and physically. Dealing with these people of the world, dealing with these demons. Okay, but we have to keep that reasoning. What's our reasoning? These precepts, these scriptures, man. Okay. All right. It says, if you are insulted because you bear the name of a Mashiach, you would be blessed, for the glorious spirit of the Most High rests upon you. If you suffer, however, it must not be for murder, stealing, making trouble, or prying into others' people's affairs. That's the world. Okay, that's worldly goddamn affairs, man. Or we just murdering, stealing, being a busybody. That's shit that niggas do, man. These heathens do, man. But we've been called from that. We've been separated from that. Okay, we don't suffer like this according to that. We suffer, for being anointed, man. Lord willing, called and chosen, man. Okay, the things that we deal with. Okay, it says, so that's a blessing within itself as we read. It says, but it is no shame to suffer for being anointed. Praise the Most High for the privilege, of being called by his name. For the time has come for judgment, and it must begin with the Most High's household. And if judgment begins with us, we're going through it now. Okay, that spiritual baptism, that spiritual fire now. You rather that Then that actual physical fire, which is going to come by way of those lasers from those chariots, okay, and those thermonuclear missiles, man, which 2/3 are going to be baptized with and be reborn in the kingdom through the loins of the elect, man. All right, we want that first class, first flight up out of here, man. So we have to suffer this spiritual fire now, this baptism, okay, which John the Baptist say Yahweh Shah was baptizing us with fire, man. Okay, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Boom, boom, Salakia. All right, let's see. It's in here. Let me see. Salakia. Here it is. This is and it's John the Baptist speaking. This is Matthew 3:11. All right, what was written of John the Baptist. It says, I indeed baptize you with water unto repentance. But he that cometh after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear. He shall baptize you with the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash, and with fire. What's that fire? That's suffering. Okay, that's suffering. That's spiritual suffering, man. Okay, that's spiritual fire to purge you, to purge your minds, to purge your spirit, man. Okay, that's the baptism that we're going through now, man. All right, and it's a constant thing. Okay. It's constant. All right, it says, let me see. Start back at 17. It says, for the time has come for judgment, and it must begin with the Most High's household. And if judgment begin with us, what terrible fate awaits those who have never obeyed the Most High's good news? And also, if the righteous are barely saved, what will happen to the godless sinners, man? All right, so hey, we're going through it first, man, spiritually. Okay, physically as well, but we're going through it, man. All right, Lord willing, we of the elect, man. Okay, but 2/3 when they go through, it's going to be death to them, man. Okay, it's death to them. As they going through it now, you see a lot that's going on with these jakes, man. Okay, with these people, man. All right, but it's a blessing for us to suffer, okay, as anointed, man. Okay, it says, so if you are suffering in a manner that pleases the Most High, keep on doing what is right. And trust your lives to the Most High who created you, for he will never fail you. And that's a fact, man. You have to continue to cleave on to the Lord, man. To hold on, man. Because it's all to better us, to upgrade us, man. You have to look at it as that, exactly what it is, man. Okay, because if that's not how you viewing it, then it's destruction, man. Okay, because that's what Satan is being used for, man. To purge us, to upgrade us. Okay, but only if you endure. All right, but if you don't endure, it's to your destruction, man. As we know and we see, 2/3 are going to go out with, man. All right. But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and to the point. Hey, till next time, shalom.